Hey everyone, it's Rhonda here from Nelson's Soapery. Thank you for joining me today. So today, as promised to a couple of my subscribers, I said I would definitely bring a video on how I set up at the market. So let's go. We're going to the Mornington market today. It was a Mother's Day stall, and now what we're going to be doing is showing you exactly how I pop it all together. So here's all my things on the table, not popped together yet, but let's get started and we'll show you how. So these racks here, all they are two like cheap sort of wooden racks, and my husband has joined them together. They're actually little cheese boards, and he popped them together for me so that way I can have layering with my candles. So we'll start off doing the candle ones first. So these tiny little tins, what I do is I actually pop them down, but rather than just doing them straight and boring, I actually pop them on an angle, and that way it's actually really easy for people to come up and see them, and it causes like a little bit of interest as well. So you'll see at the front I just have one, and then as I get more of the same one, I load them up at the back. So that way it's giving varied heights, and that is actually really interesting to the eye. For any of you that don't know, I actually have managed many retail stores in my life. And a part of that is actually merchandising, and I also studied interior design, and a part of that is also merchandising and learning that sort of side of it as well. So lucky for me, I do have that background. So, and I do get told all the time how nice my stall does look and how inviting it feels. So, and I really do try and do that. So now with the candles at the top, the bigger ones, these are my biggest sellers. I sell a lot of them at markets. So I take the lids off because all of mine have interesting tops. They are coloured and they have a little element at the top. So for instance, my soda pop would have a little purple bottle on it, which is also in a candle wax as well. So they're just a little bit different. So this way people can see them, they can smell them. They don't have to take off the lids because they're already off, and they can literally just smell them and take it away. And it really does encourage people to just pick them up and fall in love with them and take them. If the lid's not off, people actually feel really nervous to touch them, but this way it really is encouraging them to pick it up. So like you can see, I do have a double layer of that, and if you have a look at everything I'm doing today, you will see that there is layers, and layers are really important because your eyes will be at one level and then your hands will be at another level. So you want your eyes to catch the candle and see what they love, and then of course your hands are going to be picking them up. So that's really important, just to understand a little bit about why we do layering in candles and products. So now that we have the main candle set up, we'll do the end of the candles as well. So what I usually do is have one whole section that's candles, one that's bath bombs, and one that's soap, just to make it really clear to the customer what the product is. So here you can see I'm adding my matte black candles. These are generally in more of a manly or masculine type scent, but I do sell quite a few to women as well. I have like a sandalwood in this, a Coca-Cola in this, a men's aftershave scent, and so on in this. So to keep all the candles together, if somebody didn't like white and they wanted black, that way their eye can easily just go to the corner of this black. So once again, I'm lining them all up. The first candle that's in that line, I will take the lid off, then the others with the lid closed. So if somebody wanted, for instance, a Coca-Cola one and they like the front of it, I just take the one behind it, and so on until they're all sold out in the day. I usually try and keep 3 to 4 of the same scent on the day. The white ones I generally sell out of a lot of the most popular ones on the day. But, I can't carry hundreds of them to a market, so I usually carry 60 to 70 per market at the most. You can see here I'm also adding my greenery in here, and the greenery just really sets the scene for a really beautiful look. My look on here is of course wood, and then I do have the greenery. My whole shop front is basically white, but at a market it just gets really dusty and dirty, so that's why I use a black tablecloth and more wood products, because the white would just be too dirty on the day. So I continue just adding all of my bits in here, and underneath the wooden racks where the white candles are, you can see that I'm just adding extra bits in them, which would be candles or wax melts, because you don't want to leave any gaps. When it's nice and full, it encourages people to come in. If you have a display that's really sparing, people feel a little embarrassed to come in because they feel the pressure to buy something. If it's really full, they don't feel so much pressure, and that way they can just pick up anything they like. And when people come in, I really do tell them all the time, don't be precious. Please feel welcome to pick up anything and smell it. That's really important to make them feel that they can do that as well. Now let's move over to the other table. So I'll just organise everything here as you can see. And then what I'm going to show you right here now is this little tag, and that's what I put on all of my products. It has a picture and then the price underneath, and it's just a laminated piece of paper, which is really nice and easy. And then just to set the scene as well, I'm just going to use this little bit of hessian over the top of these little tiny racks. I will actually get some wooden ones for the front, but at the moment I just couldn't find anything, so I've had to use these clear ones to try and put my soaps on. I thought that I just needed something different for the soap, so this is sort of my new thing, what I thought that I would put together for these soaps. But once again, all we need to do is have, lots and lots of layering for your soaps and your body butters and so on, and just make sure everything is really clearly labeled, so then everybody can see exactly what it's all about. And you'll see here that I sort of go back and forward, and I might change things with the soap, but try and keep them all at the same level. There's no good having some that are lying sideways and some that are vertical when you're actually doing these soap racks, because what actually happens with the soap racks is it just makes them look really messy. So try and keep everything uniform and everything at a similar size. So on these racks that you can see, I'm literally only going to be putting my medium bars. I do have larger bars of soap, and they will actually go at the other end as well. And then just play around to make sure, like I said, that you do have the levels, because you want to have several heights when you're doing this, and that way it just encourages people to pick up at different heights, because it's just more interesting to the eye. It's all basically a part of merchandising and how you're going to be setting up your stalls. Because I do a lot of markets also that are along the bay and sort of in country areas, the wooden racks and the matte black really does set the scene for a gorgeous look as well. And now on these back racks that you can see, the big triangle ones at the back, once again, they are a higher level to the ones at the front, so that way I can pop more products on. So I usually use these actually for my body butters. So I start with putting the small body butters on top, the larger body butters on the bottom. And one thing to really remember that is important is if you have an expensive item or something you want to sell more of, try and put that one at the eye level. And for me, my body butters are $15 to sort of $30, and I do sell quite a few of those, so I make sure that they are center for all my customers to see, because I know they will be a good selling point. And they are something that people really do love, and I get lots of people talking about how gorgeous they are. The same as the big white candles that I showed just before, because they are a big seller. They are one of my higher priced items, and obviously you do need to sell higher priced items so that you can keep your business growing. So that is really important too. You would never put a $2 item right in the center, because clearly the $2 item is not going to make you very much money, and everyone knows that doing these markets do cost money. We do need to pay for the products, the insurance, and all of your work, and of course you do need to pay for the day to be at these markets as well. There are a lot of costs involved into them, so do make sure that you strategically place your products. That is really, really important. And try and keep them clean and bubble wrapped. And what I do is I always put greenery on all of my products. And one other thing that I always do is I take like some coconut wipes or some wet ones, just even the children's kind of wet wipes that you would wipe their hands with, and I wipe over all the products as well because they do get dusty on the day. So here is a little bit of a snippet so that you can see exactly how it was all set up on the day. So hopefully you think it looks beautiful, and you can see all the varying heights and how it is quite interesting as well. So I really hope this has helped lots of people, and I've given you some tips and some tricks. I will actually leave some links where I get lots of the products from, but my husband is handy and he does make quite a lot of these products for me. So last but not least, you can see here some people walking behind and, you know, all down and looking at the products as they sort of go along. I obviously cannot film people without their permission, so that's why I have not done anyone, you know, that were close to my stall. I just thought I couldn't really do that. But anyway, I really hope this has given you some ideas and some tips and some tricks on what you can possibly achieve with just some cheap items. None of my items are super expensive either. Thanks so much for listening. If you think it's worthy, make sure you give it a thumbs up. See you on the next video.